Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Drishti Srishti Vada and Eka Jeeva Vada. On this topic, we are doing some vichara, conducting some enquiry. In the last session, we saw that what is experienced, that alone is existing. What is not experienced is non-existent. This is one of the fundamental principles in Drishti Srishti Vada. The question was raised, while the knowledge takes place, the object is created, then the creation of the six beginningless is denied in Advaita Vedanta. The six beginningless entities are jīva īśo vishuddhāchit tatha jīveshvaro bhida avidya tacchitor yoga Shadasmakam Anadaya. In Vedanta, we say these six are beginningless. Jīva, the individual soul. Ishvara, the consciousness with totality, the creator. Vishuddha Chaitanya, that is the third one, Brahma. Then the Bheda between Jiva and Ishvara. Jiveshayoho Bheda means the difference between Jiva and Ishvara is also beginningless in Advaita. Avidya, ignorance. And the union between Avidya and Chaitanya. Union between Avidya and Chaitanya means between the real and the unreal, which is otherwise known as Adhyasa, superimposition. These six are beginningless according to Vedanta. And therefore, those who say these six entities which are understood to be beginningless and only Brahma is endless. All of them will end. All the other five, other than Brahma. This is one point. And the second is Kshanik Vijnana Vada says everything is momentary, the Buddhist school. So for them, the Pratyabhijna in the form of what I had experienced earlier, the same thing I am experiencing now. Vedanta uses this argument against the Buddhist school, Kshanik Vijnana. How in Dṛṣti Srishti Vada we will defend our point, because we ourselves will have to face the challenge of explaining Pratyabhijna. How? So we will see slowly. These two questions we had raised in the last session. Now I am elaborating on them and we will try to give the answer. These six beginningless items Vedanta accepts. If they are beginningless, in Drishti Srishti Vada, you cannot say their creation takes place when they are experienced. They come into existence only when their knowledge is there, we can't say. So Advaita Vedanta says, Drishti Srishti Vada will work for all objects other than these six. This is the solution. We don't say jīva means jīva chaitanya, Ishvara chaitanya, Brahma, avidya, jīva Ishvara bheda, and avidya chaitanya association. These six, they are not created when we experience them. They are there eternally. Apart from this, everything else is Drishti Srishti. So Jiva Sharira is Drishti Srishti. All the objects like Ghata, Pata, Ityadi, objects that we experience, they all are part of Drishti Srishti. Means when I experience them, then they are existing, not otherwise. This is accepted. Okay. So the question of how to resolve these six is done by saying Drishti Srishti Vada does not apply to these six beginningless entities. Like Brahma. Brahma is not created. Brahma is beginningless. So there is no need of Drishti Srishti. In the same way, Jiva Chaitanya, Ishvara Chaitanya, all of them, there is no need of Drishti Srishti Vada. Okay. So that is done. What is Pratyabhijna? Pratyabhijna is the cognition in which I have oneness between Jiva, oneness between what was experienced in the past and what is experienced later, either in present or any time in future when I experience. Then at that time, the nature of knowledge, nature of cognition is this is that. This, what I am experiencing, is called I am. That, saha. So like, if I met someone yesterday, let us say, and I see that same person today, then I say, Soyam Devadatta. If his name is Devadatta, then I say, Soyam Devadatta. This is the same person who I had met, whom I am meeting now. In Manasollasa Vartika, in on Dakshinamurti Stotram, Sureshwaracharya ji has explained this. Bhatasya kasyachit purvam bhasamanasya sampratam soyamityanusandhanam pratyabhijnanam uchyate. Bhatasya kasyachit purvam, something which was experienced earlier, bhasamanam cha sampratam. Sampratam means now something which is experienced. Between these two, saha ayam, that is this. What was experienced in the past is experienced now. This kind of knowledge is there. This is called pratyabhijnanam. Simply put, tatte danta avagahi jnanam. Tatta and idanta, thatness and thisness, their oneness, the knowledge which recognizes that knowledge is called pratyabhijna. Purvapakshi says, how are you going to explain this in Drishti Srishti Vada? Because there is something which you experienced, it existed only at that time. Experience is gone, that object is gone. Now, once again, when you experience it, it is a new object, according to Drishti Srishti Vada. So, Pratyabhijna will not be there. And you are using this argument against this Kshanikvadi Bauddha. So, Siddhanti says, we can explain this. So, we are going to divide our thinking in two ways now. One is for living beings, one is for inert objects. Inert objects also we see and we say, I had experienced this earlier. Soyam ghataha. This pot I had experienced earlier, same thing I am experiencing now. In such objects, what is it that we had experienced earlier and we are also experiencing now is same. In these inert objects, there is some name and some form. Object called pot, form in the form of this, what is called a Kambu Grivadiman, something which has a narrower neck, big belly and flat bottom. Such things are there. This was experienced earlier, this I am experiencing now. But along with that, there is another principle called existence. The changeless aspect is actually only existence. The object keeps changing in the sense there is general wear and tear in the object. which many times eyes don't recognize, or sometimes eyes do recognize. For example, this spot, some painting is done, or it has collected dust, or it is wet because a lot of water is kept and there is overflow. So it looks slightly different. But we know and we say this is the same pot. So some features may look different. They are subject to modifications. Some changes our eyes don't recognize, but they are there. But there is one changeless part called existence. That existence is actually same. What was there yesterday, what is there now, what will be there tomorrow. That non-changing existence is Advaita. So in Pratyabhijna, really speaking, if we say I am experiencing the non-changing aspect, non-changing aspect is only one, the substratum of this creation, which is existence, Sat. So for inert objects, every time when we feel, and this is what we should practice actually, every time when I experience something which I had already experienced, like in your own room, same desk is there, same chair is there, same pen, same paper, same book, same phone, same laptop, etc. Soyam, this buddhi is there. In this, I should recognize the changeless aspect. What is not changing? So what is not changing is only existence, because everything else is subject to change, whether I recognize it through my eyes or not. This is there. So Pratyabhijna, even in Drishti Srishti Vada, as far as objects are concerned, I am experiencing new objects, but what is changeless is the same, whether in Drishti Srishti Vada or in Srishti Drishti Vada. The opposite of Drishti Srishti Vada would be Srishti Drishti Vada. Creation is first, then comes knowledge. In Drishti Srishti Vada, knowledge, therefore creation. In Srishti Drishti Vada, first creation, first an object is existing, then I am getting knowledge. That is opposite. In either case, the changeless is only one, is Brahma. That's all. And that is what is being recognized. So this doesn't change. So we can justify Drishti Srishti Vada will still work, and I will still have Pratyabhijna of the objects in the form of this is the same thing. Why? Even though the new experience of the chair is different, new experience of the desk is different. But what has not changed is the non-dual existence aspect. That is same. Okay. Now about living beings. Same principle. When I experience somebody, let's say I experienced Devadatta yesterday, and now I experience, according to Drishti Srishti Vada, that Devadatta was different. When I experienced him, he was there in my cognition, therefore he existed. Now, when I am experiencing him, again he is existing. In between, he is out. So when I say, oh, he is same means that existence, consciousness, which I experienced yesterday, that same existence, consciousness I am experiencing now. Existence, consciousness, that part doesn't have utpatti. That is not being created. And as far as conditioning is concerned, that conditioning, what was there earlier, is gone. What is experienced now is different. Because in Drishti Srishti Vada, new conditioning is created. In spite of that, due to oneness of the substratum, I say this is same. So Pratyabhijna is possible. And as far as the conditioning is concerned, there is similarity. Otherwise, somebody will say, this object also has the same existence consciousness as this object. Ghata and Pata, they both have same existence consciousness, whether yesterday, day before, today, and later also. Let's say only existence. Consciousness is also there, but for ease of understanding. So then why one object is experienced as ghata, another object is experienced as pata? This will be the next discussion. But within ghata, so yesterday, whatever name and form it had, similar name and form is appearing now with the Advaita, non-dual reality, which was there, which is there now also. Therefore, I say Pratyabhijna is possible. So the non-changing aspect is same, and in the changing aspect, there is similarity. Similarity means today's ghata is similar to yesterday's ghata, and today's pata is similar to yesterday's pata. It's not that the chair appears as desk and desk appears as chair. Actually, raw material for all is same in Dṛṣti Srishti Vada. Like in dream, everything is that same entity which can appear in any variety of form. It doesn't matter. This is only to convince my intellect that how some existence has taken the form of a pot, some existence has taken the form of a cloth, something as a chair, something as a desk, something as a ceiling and floor and walls and doors and everything. Why something became Himalaya and something became Ganga? So the same question you ask in your dream, how same material becomes of all these varieties? You don't ask that question. Exactly here also. Every time, same material is there. That material is avidya. primordial ignorance. It expresses in so many ways. Primordial ignorance is called Mula Vidya. So whatever is true in Swapna Drishtanta, same is true for Jagrat also. As far as the person is concerned, the same person I am experiencing today, because the existence consciousness, that part is same from yesterday and today. Devadatta yesterday's and Devadatta today is same. The Upadhi, avidya expresses as Devadatta, same form, same name can appear today also, like in dream. Every day you can see the same kutia, same ashram in your dream. It is possible. This is the explanation. So for living beings as well as for inert objects, pratyabhijna can be applied. Soyam ghataha, soyam devadattaha. Whether it is pot or whether it is living being, their similarity from yesterday and the notion this is that, this can be explained in Drishti Srishti Vada also. There is no problem. Then the next point is, if the object itself is not there, why the knowledge will be in the form of ghataha, different from a table or chair, etc. Because in normal experience called Srishti Drishti Vada, because the object is a pot, therefore knowledge is of the pot. Because the object is cloth, therefore knowledge is of the cloth. But in Drishti Srishti Vada, object does not decide the knowledge. Knowledge and object, they are simultaneous. So how you will say there is a pot thought and there is a cloth thought? Patakara vritti is there or patakara vritti. This distinction, how will you justify? How will you explain? This is a question for Siddhanti. Siddhanti says, how does this happen in dream? In dream also, same raw material is there. Some object appears as a pot. Some object appears as cloth. And remember, when I say object appears in one form, really speaking, it is only knowledge of that object. There is no object different from knowledge. And there is variety possible. Same thing is true in Jagrat. In waking also, there will be variety of objects, and yet it is only knowledge. There are no distinct objects. So this is possible. One avidya, which is the parinami upadana karana, that material cause which is subject to modifications, that being one still can appear as many. So this is possible. This can be explained and justified. So this concludes one set of ideas. Now somebody says, in the world in general, we see a cause-effect relationship. There is a cause-effect, karya-karana sambandha is there. How will you explain this cause-effect relationship in Drishti Srishti Vada? Why? What is not possible? So the argument is this: cause always has to exist prior to effect. Karanam is niyata purva vritti of the karya. It invariably has to exist prior to the effect. That is called cause. Like clay has to exist first, then pot will be formed. How will you explain this cause and effect relationship? This question also can be divided into two things. One is cause-effect relationship as far as the material objects are concerned. And another is in the form of knowledge imparted through words, Shabda Pramana. So Siddhanti says, I will explain this portion slowly. In Vedanta, when it comes to Drishti Srishti Vada, cause and effect relationship will be accepted teaching. So, for example, if I see clay in my Drishti Srishti, and I also see pot in my Drishti Srishti, and somebody says, somebody gives Upadesh, the is also Drishti Srishti. And the Upadesha is this object is the cause, another, the pot is the effect, clay is the karana, the pot is the karya. I understood. As far as creation of pot is concerned, I need to say this is known now. So in Vyavahara, to produce pot, I will require clay. This knowledge is there. To produce cloth, I will require threads or cotton is known. So Vyavahara will continue. Just because there is Drishti Srishti, Karya Karana is not negated. If somebody says, but both of them will appear simultaneously, simultaneously existing things can have cause effect. Like in my dream, I can see a father and a child both together, and they will have cause-effect relation. So same thing is true in this waking state also. And as far as the cause-effect between what is revealed by the Vedas, whether it is Purva Mimamsa or Uttara Mimamsa, either of this is concerned, like what? So in Vedas it is said, Jyotishtomena Swarga Kamo Yajeta. So Swarga, heaven is my destination. This is my goal. Jyotishtoma, Yaga, is my Karanam, is the cause. Because that is the means. If I do Jyotishtoma, I will get Swarga. This Upadesha Vakya is equally true in Drishti Srishti Vada also. And in Drishti Srishti Vada, that karma is also Drishti Srishti. While you are experiencing, it is there. Swarga also will be like that. The heaven which is attained through this Jyotishtoma Yaga will be Drishti Srishti. And in Uttar Mimamsa, Shamadhi Sahita, Shravanadi, Shamadama, etc., all the qualifications. Along with that, when I do Shravanam, Mananam, etc., I will get liberation. So these are the means. Shamadhi Sahita Shravanadi. They are the means. And moksha is my goal. Between them, Karya Karana is there. This is still accepted. So this also is known through Upadesha. Vedas are giving teaching. In Drishti Srishti Vada, everything can be Drishti Srishti. Upadesha Karta. The teacher and the teacher, both of them are Drishti Srishti. The disciple and his knowledge, both Drishti Srishti. And the result, whether it is heaven or whether it is liberation, is Drishti Srishti. That can be explained. Okay. One more point we will see. What is that? For any superimposition to take place, Vedanti will say there is Tatastha Lakshana of superimposition and there is Swarupa Lakshana of superimposition. Tatastha Lakshana means that which is not essential part of superimposition. But through that, superimposition can become known. And Swarupa Lakshana is essential part of that superimposition to know what superimposition is. So what is the Tatastha Lakshana? Tatastha Lakshana of superimposition is threefold. The contact between the sense organ and the substratum. contact between the sense organ and the substratum. One. Second, the samskaras or the impressions that I have gathered about so let us take example, then it will be easy. Rope snake. For superimposition to take place, I should see the idam part, this part, this is snake. When I say this is rope snake, that this aspect, idam aspect should be known, which is known through contact between sense organ and the substratum, rope. But rope is not recognized as rope. Rope is recognized as snake. But this aspect is recognized. One. Second, I should have impressions of snake. Then only I will superimpose snake. If I have never seen snake before, how will I see snake? Third is, some dosha should be there. If it is bright, broad daylight, I will not see rope as a snake. I will not mistake it. If it is completely dark, I will not mistake it. So some dosha should be there. Defect in my eyes, very, very dim light, and fear in my heart. All these put together will create snake. So three things. These are the tatastha lakshana. Contact of the sense organ with the substratum, the impressions of the superimposed, and the defect because of which superimposition is taking place. These three. These are the tatastha lakshanas of superimposition. And there is something called swarupa lakshana of superimposition, which is in the form of the combination of satya and mithya. Satyanrate mithuni kritya. In Adhyasa Bhashya, the Bhashyakar has said this. So our principle is a real and unreal should come together to superimpose. Now Purvapaksh asking how this will happen in Drishti Srishti Vada. So already I am assuming those who are thinking for this topic, they have this background, all these Adhyasa Bhashya in simple way. So with the help of that, we are analyzing now. So some Tatastha Lakshana is required, some Swarupa Lakshana is required. How this will happen in Drishti Srishti? Siddhanti says, the Drishti Srishti Vada, Swarupa Lakshana is present in Drishti Srishti Vada also. There is no difference. Because the Satya is there, which I just explained earlier in the topic. The Sat aspect of this Ghata, the non-changing, is Satya. And Nama Rupa is Mithya. So Satya Anrita Mithuni is there every time the object. Because remember, in Drishti Srishti Vada, whole world is superimposition. Actually, in Vedanta, we say whole world is superimposition also. In Drishti Srishti Vada, from beginning itself, we say whole world is superimposition. Because in the end, superimposition going on. The real aspect and unreal aspect. Even if it is, but we can explain it as it being available to different individual for the Brahman. That knowledge is there to everybody. Okay, one important point we should recognize. When we see a snake on a rope, what is the substratum if this question is asked? So simple answer is the substratum is rope and superimposed is snake. If I see silver in the shell, what is the substratum? Shell. What is superimposed? Silver. But this is not accurate answer. Snake is not superimposed in rope. Snake is superimposed in rope consciousness. Rajju avachinna chaitanya is where sarpa bhranti takes place. Shukti avachinna chaitanya is where rupya bhranti takes place. So, along with that object, chaitanya is also there. Drishti Srishti Vada is saying, in that chaitanya alone, whole Brahmanda, whole creation is experienced. You can't miss out on chaitanya, whether in Srishti Drishti Vada or in Drishti Srishti Vada. You may say it is snake is appearing on rope, snake is appearing on rope. Snake is appearing always in consciousness conditioned by rope. Because as much as snake is mithya, rope is also mithya for Vedanti. Only Brahma is Satya. So if you just say mithya snake is appearing rope, which is also mithya, there is no Satya there. Satya Anrita Mithuni Karanam means in Chaitanya that Sarpa is appearing. So in Drishti Srishti Vada, everything is appearing straight in Chaitanya. Not Sarpa in Rajju, Rajju in Chaitanya. In Drishti Srishti Vada, everything is in consciousness. Therefore, everything is Adhyastha in Chaitanya. Then somebody will ask, why something appears as snake, something appears as silver? You need some different kind of substratum there. The same question we will ask to answer this question. In your swapna, why do you see only some kind of objects and not everything? Or why do you see everything different? Why don't you see only? So samskaras are there, impressions are there. Each individual has impression. And therefore, of the three conditions of Tatastha Lakshana, first is met because the substratum is recognized, Brahma, Chaitanya, not different from myself. Only thing is, I don't know. But that same Chaitanya is present everywhere, it is recognized. Impressions are there. Because of impressions only, different people have different experiences. Variety is because of samskaras. And the third one is dosha. Vidya is the defect. And within that avidya, different kinds of defects could be there. Special. There is normal defect and there is not special effect, special defect. Because of problems. So, one is one problem and is special problem. Common problem everybody has. The whole world is superimposed. Then in that people create their own confusion, adding more superimposition. Then we say, I am lost. So this is what happens. Superimposition on top of superimposition. Multi-layer superimposition is where we are generally living. And we think, oh, I am so smart, I'm so intelligent, everything is clear to me. Anyway, so this topic, we will keep it up to here. There are some more ideas, but this concept you remember, avachinna chaitanya, consciousness conditioned by different objects. In that, the superimposition is experienced. Okay. More we will continue in the next session. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashyakrtau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.